Good afternoon. We are again present here today for the pre-bid conference for civil works under invitation to bid number 2024-018. 018. This is for contracts. We are live via YouTube in compliance to Department Order number 06 series of 2024, which direct us to stream activities like this for accountability and transparency of procurement processes. Before we proceed, we request the Secretariat to please acknowledge those who are present here today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Our attendees for today's activity, pre-bid conference for civil works for 2nd District Engineering Office. We have here the back members, starting with our chairperson, Engineer Edwin L. Jacob.
Present.
Professional members, we have Engineer Jeffrey C. Salmon.
Present.
And Engineer Arthur Noel A. Lor.
Present.
From the back secretariat, headed by Engineer Edwin T. Pascual Jr.
Present.
Back secretariat member, we have Ms. Gerdy Verde.
Present.
From the back DWG, headed by Engineer Jeffrey M. Eliseo. From the Planning and Design section, we have Engineer Sweetie Faye S. Aiko.
Present.
And we would also like to acknowledge our viewers via YouTube. Good afternoon and welcome. That will be all, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Since with the majority of the back members present, I hereby declare a quorum and call this meeting in order. We have a present agenda for this activity. 1A is a basic contract data. 1B, requirements of bidding documents. 1C, documents to be submitted by the bidders. 1D, criteria and procedure for eligibility check. 2, questions, comments from bidders and replies of back and other representatives of procuring entity. 3, other matters. Prescribed policy against violation of section 69.1.I of the IRR of RE 9184. 4, summary of proceedings including supplemental bid bulletin to be issued. Okay. Any motion to adopt this agenda?
I vote to adopt the present agenda.
I second.
Okay. It has been moved by Engineer Samon and seconded by Engineer Lor, and with no objection, and the motion to adopt this agenda is hereby approved. First in the order of business is the brief presentation. Explanation of 1A, basic contract data, and this will be presented to us by Engineer Sweetie Faye Aiko.
Good afternoon, everyone, and to our viewers.
Good afternoon.
There are 4 projects under invitation to bid 2024-018. For the first project, name of contract, Preventive Maintenance of Road, Asphalt Overlay, Nabunturan, Maragusan Road, kilometer 1466 plus 025 to kilometer 1466 plus 527, kilometer 1466 plus 539 to kilometer 1472 plus 264. Contract ID number 24LI0117. Location, Maragusan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, asphalt overlay, 50 mm thick. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1466 plus 025 to kilometer 1466 plus 527 as per RBIA. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1466 plus 539 to kilometer 1470 plus 147 as per RBIA. Lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1470 plus 147 to kilometer 1472 plus 264 as per RBIA. For K1466 plus 025 to K1466 plus 498 with a total length of 473 meters as per plan. K1466 plus 524 to K1469 plus 999 with a total length of 3,475 meters as per plan. K1469 plus 999 to K1472 plus 116 with a total length of 2,117 meters as per plan. application of concrete joint sealant, and application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract, 96,500,000 pesos only. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA 001. Contract duration, 174 calendar days including 43 unworkable days. Size range, medium A. License category, B. Cost of bid documents, 50,000 pesos. For the second project, name of contract, Preventive Maintenance of Road, Asphalt Overlay, Benigno S. Aquino Jr., National Highway, S01432 mm. Kilometer 1596 plus 000 to kilometer 1597 plus 366. Kilometer 1599 plus 000 to kilometer 1599 plus 471. Kilometer 1599 plus 522 to kilometer 1601 plus 816. Kilometer 1601 plus 835 to kilometer 1606 plus 000. Kilometer 1613 plus 320 to kilometer 1613 plus 604. Kilometer 1613 plus 651 to kilometer 1615 plus 588. Kilometer 1615 plus 620 to kilometer 1615 plus 778. Contract ID number 24LI0118. Location, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, asphalt overlay, 50 mm thick. Lane 1 and 2 for K1596 plus 000 to K1597 plus 271 as per RBI. Lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1597 plus 271 to kilometer 1597 plus 366 as per RBI. Lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1599 plus 000 to kilometer 1599 plus 291 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1599 plus 291 to kilometer 1599 plus 471 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1599 plus 522 to kilometer 1601 plus 816 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 also for kilometer 1601 plus 835 to kilometer 1606 plus 000 as per RBI. And lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1613 plus 320 to kilometer 1613 plus 540 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1613 plus 540 to kilometer 1613 plus 604 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 also for kilometer 1613 plus 651 to kilometer 1613 plus 700 as per RBI. Lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1613 plus 700 to kilometer 1615 plus 500 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1615 plus 500 to kilometer 1615 plus 588 as per RBI. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1615 plus 620 to kilometer 1615 plus 690 as per RBI. Lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1615 plus 690 to kilometer 1615 plus 778 as per RBI. Kilometer 1596 plus 000 to kilometer 1597 plus 196 with a total length of 1,196 meters as per plan. Kilometer 1597 plus 196 to kilometer 1597 plus 291 with a total length of 95 meters as per plan. 1599 plus 31 to 1599 plus 325 with a total length of 294 meters as per plan. 1599 325 to kilometer 1599 487 with a total length of 162 meters as per plan. 1599 539 to 1601 plus 826 with a total length of 2,287 meters as per plan. Kilometer 1601 plus 846 to kilometer 1605 plus 921 with a total length of 4,075 meters as per plan. 1613 plus 320 plus 1613 plus 546.75 with a total length of 226.75 meters as per plan. 1613 plus 546.75 to 1613 plus 612 with a total of 65.25 meters as per plan. K 1613 plus 659.50 to K 1613 plus 706.50 with a total of 47 meters as per plan. K 1613 plus 706.50 to K 1614 plus 506.50 with a total length of 800 meters as per plan. K 1614 plus 506.50 to K 1614 plus 575 with a total length of 68.50 meters as per plan. K 1614 plus 607 to K 1614 plus 665 with a total of 58 meters as per plan. And K 1614 plus 665 to K 1614 plus 753 with a total of 88 meters as per plan. Application of concrete joint sealant and application of refractorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract, 144,750,000 pesos only. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA 001. Contract duration, 201 calendar days including 49 unworkable days. Size range, medium A, license category B, and cost of the documents, 50,000 pesos. For the third, thank you ma'am. For the third project, name of contract, preventive maintenance of road, asphalt overlay, Montevista, Compostela, Mati Boundary Road, kilometer 1434 plus 000 to kilometer 1438 plus 002, kilometer 1470 plus 773 to kilometer 1473 plus 000, and kilometer 1477 plus 000 to kilometer 1478 plus 794, section 2. Contract ID number 24LI0119. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, asphalt overlay, 50 mm thick. Lane 1 and Lane 4, kilometer 1434 plus 000 to kilometer 1436 plus 367 as per RBA. Lane 1, Lane 2, Lane 3, and Lane 4 for kilometer 36 plus 367 to kilometer 1438 plus 002 as per RBA. Lane 1 and Lane 2 for kilometer 1470 plus 773 to kilometer 1473 plus 000 as per RBA. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1477 plus 000 to kilometer 1477 plus 140 as per RBA. Lane 2 and 3 for kilometer 1477 plus 140 to kilometer 1478 plus 794 as per RBA. Kilometer 1434 plus 000 to kilometer 1436 plus 375 with a total length of 2,375 meters as per plan. 1436 plus 375 to kilometer 1438 plus 003.50 with a total length of 1,628.50 meters as per plan. Kilometer 1470 plus 870 to kilometer 1472 plus 846.5 with a total of 1,976.5 meters as per plan. Kilometer 1477 plus 000 to kilometer 1477 plus 140 with a total of 140 meters as per plan. And 1477 plus 140 to 1478 plus 794 with a total of 1,654 meters as per plan. Application of concrete joint sealant and application of refractorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract, 144,750,000 pesos only. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA 001. Contract duration, 203 calendar days including 51 unworkable days. Size range, medium A. License category B and cost of the documents, 50,000 pesos. For the last project, name of contract, preventive maintenance of road, asphalt overlay, Nabunturan Maragusan Road, kilometer 1456 plus 532 to kilometer 1458 plus 603, and kilometer 58 plus 633 to kilometer 1463 plus 000. Contract ID number, Davao de Oro. Scope of works. Contract ID number, 24LI0120. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, asphalt overlay, 50 mm thick. Lane 2 and lane 3 for kilometer 1456 plus 532 to kilometer 1457 plus 886 as per Orbia. Lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1457 plus 886 to kilometer 1458 plus 603 as per Orbia. Also, lane 1 and 2 for kilometer 1458 plus 633 to kilometer 1463 plus 000 as per Orbia. Kilometer 1456 plus 521 to kilometer 1457 plus 857 with a total length of 1,336 meters as per plan. Kilometer 1457 plus 857 to kilometer 1458 plus 515.4 with a total length of 658.4 meters as per plan. Kilometer 1458 plus 545.6 to kilometer 1463 plus 785.2 with a total length of 4,239.6 meters as per plan. Application of concrete joint sealant, application of reflectorized thermoplastic payment markings. Accrued budget for the contract, 96,500,000 pesos only. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA 001. Contract duration, 174 calendar days, including 43 unworkable days. Size range, medium A, license category B, and cost of the documents, 50,000 pesos. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer CPI. For your information for the projects to be procured by interested bidders. Next in order of business is the requirements of bidding documents, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer Stephen Pascual Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. To participate in qualifying a procurement activity, interested bidders are encouraged to read the following documents. First, the instruction to bidders, the bid data sheet, the general conditions of the contract, special conditions of the contract, the bill of quantities, drawings and specification, and lastly, securities and other forms as may be required for the contract. Bidders are strongly advised to read each provision, especially the instruction to bidders and general conditions of the contract. Those special instructions are clearly spelled out in the bid data sheet and special conditions of the contract respectively. Bidders are also encouraged to check the bill of quantities so that your bid will be responsive to the requirements set forth in the bidding documents. These documents can be downloaded free of charge from the PhilGIPS and DPWH websites. Interested bidders shall pay the applicable amount for the bidding documents not later than the submission of your bids. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Pascual, for discussing these documents. Next in the order of business is the documents to be submitted by the bidders, and this will be discussed to us by Bangali Bilgardi.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. For the following documents should be included by the interested bidders in your bid: the technical component of the bids, which includes the PhilGIP certificate, if not enrolled in the CWA, TCAB license and registration, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, SLCC, LFCC computation, and statement of total assets and liabilities, joint venture agreement if applicable. If already enrolled in the CWR, the eligibility documents to be updated, if any, the bid security, the project requirements of organizational chart for the contract, including list of the contractor's key personnel, list of major equipment owned or leased, and the omnibus owner statement in the prescribed format in accordance to GPPB Resolution 16/2020. For the financial component of the bid form, bid prices in the bill of quantities, the detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in the coming up of the bid, and the cash flow by quarter. Please be reminded that the following documents, the omnibus source statement, bid form, bid securing declaration, if you opt to use this type of bid security, it should be in the standard format as per guidelines of the GPPB Resolution number 16-2020. And we encourage you to please check the format of the documents you are using to avoid being declared non-responsive pursuant for the using of unprescribed format. And this document should be submitted using two-envelope system. Bidders are urged to fasten the document at the topmost portion instead of soft binding or hard binding them. Each document should be ear-tagged appropriately. It should be labeled based on the document submitted, not on the numbers or letters according to the checklist. There shall be 3 copies of each document, the original, the copy 1, and copy 2. Original copies of the technical component of the bid shall be sealed in one envelope, and original copies of the financial component of the bid shall be sealed in another envelope. This envelope should be labeled as original copy of the technical component and original copy of the financial component. This labeled envelope shall be then sealed into one final envelope, labeled it as original copy of the financial component of the bid, and labeled it as original copy of the bid. The same process for the sealings of copies 1 and 2. Lastly, the original copies original copy, the copy 1 and copy 2 shall be then sealed into one final envelope and labeled it appropriately as instructed in the bidding document. Bidders are encouraged to read section 21 of the instruction to bidders, page 40, to fully understand the markings and sealings of the envelope. Submit your bids personally here in our office on or before July 2, 2024, before 10 a.m. Late bids will not be accepted. You have also the option to submit your bids electronically. The preparation of technical and financial documents of your bid are outlined in the Department Order number 87, series of 2020. For the sealing and markings of the bid is also outlined on the said DEO and is reiterated on the bid data sheets. Interested bidders are advised to read this in case your choice of submission is electronic. Submit electronic bids to electronicbids_Davao de Oro 2 at dpwh.gov.ph on or before the same date, July 2, 2024, before 10 a.m. Please be reminded that your key personnel should occupy only one position in the organizational chart. The duplications of functions of your personnel will be a ground for disqualification pursuant to the principle of item number 6 under Department Order 9 series of 2012. Also, we are requesting you to please indicate your tax identification numbers since this will be used for the awarding of contract. Further, on your bid form and bill of quantities, may we request you to please write legibly. And also, if you are offering a discount on your bid form, please indicate specifically the methodology as to where or which pay item the discount will take effect. Absence of methodology, original amount will prevail. The discrepancies between the bid prices in words and in figure, the words will prevail. Bids not addressing or providing, filling out all the required item in the bidding documents, such as in the bill of quantities, the bid is considered non-responsive and is outright disqualified. And please always check your document before submitting the same to our end to avoid disqualifications of your bid. That would be all, sir.
Okay, thank you, Bdry, for discussing the documents. to be submitted. And also, for the prospective bidders in putting a detailed estimate, especially in direct cost, must put have OCN, overhead, contingencies, miscellaneous, contractor's profit, but it's important, especially in construction, in getting a variation order. No? Kailangan yung sa indirect cost kayo na breakdown. At sa bill of quantities, use sa Tahuma 11, no? Para bigger, madaling makot sa DPWH. And in addition also, that we would like to remind the bidders to submit 3 names through email prior to the bidding date. However, only one of these 3 names will be able to enter our premises during the bidding activity. Okay. Next in order of business is the 1D, no? Criteria procedure for eligibility check, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer DPWH.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon also to our prospective bidders viewing live via YouTube. So the criteria for eligibility check set forth in Section 23 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, and it's also outlined in DEO number 117 series of 2017. All prospective bidders should have an updated Class A legal, technical, and financial documents, and Class B documents if applicable. So these documents were already discussed a while ago. During the opening of bids, the first envelope, which contains the technical component of the bid, will be opened. And after opening the first envelope, the bank will simultaneously conduct the electronic eligibility check and preliminary examination of the bids. So bidders who are ineligible due to the sole reason that their eligibility documents are not updated, they shall undergo manual eligibility check based on submitted eligibility documents. If found to be eligible and at the same time pass the preliminary examination of the technical proposal, the financial proposal will be open. However, the committee will conduct second electronic eligibility check after updating the eligibility records through the contractor's profile application or through procurement service in the central office. The result of the latest electronic eligibility processing shall prevail over the manual eligibility evaluation. All open financial components of the bid will also undergo preliminary examination. So if passed, the committee will conduct or will read the bid amount is stated in the bid form. So the BAC, through the help of the technical working group, will immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria considering first, completeness of the bid, and second, arithmetical corrections. Bids shall then be ranked in the ascending order of their total calculated bid prices and as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modifications to identify the lowest calculated bid. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents pursuant to Section 34 of the IRR of RA 9184. If found to be responsive, the bidder will be declared single or lowest calculated responsive bid and will be recommended for the award of a contract. If found to be non-responsive, the committee will conduct post-qualification to the next lowest calculated bid ranked during the bid evaluation stage. Also, bidders with ongoing contracts, you are reminded that the committee will verify if your existing delayed contract for Department Order Number 127 Series of 2018. If you have incurred negative slippage as defined in the DEO or currently being posed with liquidated damages, you should settle these findings before the period of post-qualification ends to avoid post-disqualification of your firm. Also, gentle reminder to all bidders, the BAC with the assistance of the equipment verification team, technical working group, will conduct an inspection on the verification of the equipment pledged by the bidder, including other documents to be evaluated. So, all requirements set forth in the bidding documents and the instructions relayed during this conference should be addressed and we will take care of to avoid disqualification or post-disqualification of your firm. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer DPWH, for that discussion. We are now through with Agenda 1 and we'll proceed to Agenda 2. questions, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity. Okay, there is
And so far, sir,
there are no questions. So, if there is no questions, and we will proceed to agenda 3. Other matters. Free strike policy against violation of section 69.1.I of paragraph RA 9184, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer Lord.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, viewers. In order to establish a fair and transparent system for managing offenses committed by the bidders in the procurement of infrastructure goods and consulting services projects through public bidding, the Department of Public Works and Highways hereby introduces an updated three-strike policy. This policy is aimed at enforcing adherence to the procurement guidelines stipulated under Section 69.1.I of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of RA 9184. Under this policy, if a bidder commits 3 offenses or acts described as all other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, they shall be subjected to an administrative penalty. These offenses or acts are further classified into 3 major categories, as enumerated below. As per Department of Bill number 28, series of 2024, the classification of offenses that triggers the three-strike policy and exception are: number 1, withdrawal from bidding process, submission of a non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. However, the Bids and Awards Committee recognizes certain valid reasons for these actions. If upon completion prior to bid submission, the bidder determines that the proposed bid price will exceed the approved budget for the contract, to substantiate this, the bidder must provide evidence. Acceptable proof includes, but is not limited to, a detailed budget estimation or a market price report. Number 2, submission of late bids without valid reasons, as determined by the BAC. Exceptions will be considered under extraordinary circumstances, such as force majeure. This refers to an unexpected and unavoidable external events that impede or prevent a bidder from timely bid submission, as defined in Article 1174 of the Philippine Civil Code. Number 3, submission of patently insufficient bid. A patently insufficient bid refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. The determination of whether a bidder committed such an offense may occur as outlined below. A, during eligibility screening and or shortlisting. Submission of an expired certificate of Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, PhilGEPS, registration, platinum membership, or a certificate of PhilGEPS certification containing expired Class A and financial documents as determined during the eligibility screening. Failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, and curriculum vitae in the application of eligibility. During bid evaluation, failure to submit required bid forms as outlined in Annex C detailing the complete list of required bid forms. Submission of incomplete, insufficient, or defective documents due to the non-conclusion and or emission of mandatory provisions and statements for the required bid forms, as per Annex C outlining the mandatory provisions of required forms. Submission of an unnotarized bid securing declaration, omnibus word statement, and joint venture agreement, or statement from all the potential joint venture partners, with the exception during the declaration of state of calamity or implementation of community quarantine or similar restrictions declared or being implemented either in the locality of the procuring entity or of the bidder. Submission of the bid form, price schedule, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreement without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder or its authorized representative. Nomination of key personnel of a profession different from what is required by the bidding documents. Failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, or purchase agreement of pledged equipment. Failure to submit the required certification of key personnel as per Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012. Failure to comply with the required minimum number of key personnel and equipment as stated in the bidding documents. During post-qualification, participation in bidding for infrastructure projects by a bidder whose allowable range of contract cost as indicated on the PCAB license does not match with the specific requirements of the infrastructure project being bid for in terms of category, classification, and site ranges. Enforcement and penalties. If a bidder commits any of the three major offenses or acts listed above 3 times within a year starting from the approval date of the resolution recommending the imposition of strike 1 first warning, which is counted as day 1 through day 365, and if these 3 offenses are of a similar or identical nature, it will trigger the enforcement of the stipulated administrative penalty, suspension from participating in all DPWH procurement activities and entering into contract with any DPWH procuring entity. Subsequently, as per the procedure outlined in Annex A, this may result in the blacklisting of the suspended bidder, thereby disqualifying the bidder from participating in any government procurement activities for a period of 1 year. In conjunction with blacklisting, the bidder will also face bid security forfeiture and must comply with the enforcement of the bid securing declarations condition. In more severe instances, when a bidder commits another set of 3 similar offenses or more than 2 sets of 3 similar offenses, instances where more than 6 similar offenses occur within the said 1-year time frame, the bidder may be subjected to an increased penalty resulting in blacklisting for a period of 2 years. The effective duration for the penalty of either 1 or 2 years applicable will be clearly stipulated in the blacklisting order, with the provision that the duration of blacklisting shall not exceed a maximum period of 2 years, commencing on the date the blacklisting order is approved and issued by the Secretary. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Flor. Also, in addition, prospective bidders must be careful with instruction and comply to avoid the 3 strike. Next, the last agenda is the summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletin to be issued, and this will be presented to us by Engineer Samo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, viewers. All needed information were discussed and explained by the resource persons. I would like to remind the prospective bidders to visit from time to time the DPWH and PhilJIP's websites, especially within 7 calendar days prior to the deadline of the submission of bids for supplemental or bid bulletins to be issued thereafter. Please also be reminded that the submission of bids on or before July 2, 2024 at 10 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. Bid opening will be on July 2, 2024 at 10:15 a.m. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Salmon. Okay. All of the business in the agenda will already taken into consideration. Okay, may I know the pleasure of the body?
I move to adjourn this conference.
Second generation.
Okay, moved by Engineer Salmon and seconded by Engineer Lord. And with no objection, the motion to adjourn this conference is hereby approved. This conference is now adjourned. Thank you and good